Hi all, this is kOri with the AstroBiz channel. I am here to do a brief reading. This is going to be a timeless reading. If it applies to you, then you're certainly welcome to apply it to your situation, meaning if you hear something that resonates with what you are currently experiencing, then you can safely assume that this reading in some way applies to you or those around you. If you do not hear something that resonates with you currently, then feel free to check out another timeless reading. I'll start posting them briefly, or another reader may be more closely aligned with your energy. So we're just going to jump right into it. This specific reading is going to be a love reading. We're going to do an open arms read for the singles, and we're going to be doing a foundation spread for those of you in partnership. So let's jump into the singles read for those of you who are single. Those of you who are looking for partnership, this may or may not apply to romance. This can apply to any close partnership, business, friendship, close familial relationship, meaning not just somebody with whom you share blood, but with whom you share an actual bond. For those of you who are watching, the cards that just jumped out are the Two of Cups and the Star. We have the Moon. The Ten of Wands in the reverse. Give me just a second. Okay, we have the Nine of Cups. The Knight of Pentacles in reverse. The Five of Pentacles in reverse. And the Three of Wands in reverse. Okay, so I'm gonna cut the deck, quick shuffle, and then jump into it. So one thing I noticed is that there's a lack of swords energy, so this is going to be more of a this is going to be a physical experience for someone. This is going to be an actual relationship taking place in the here and now, rather than something that's obscured or, you know, coming in energetically or passing energetically. This would be something going on in present time is what I see. So how we're starting out right now is the Star and the Two of Cups. There's a healing taking place. Somebody's healing their ability to be vulnerable. What I see here, what I'm drawn to here with the Star, is that this person is nude and they're holding the Two Cups in both of their own hands rather than sharing them with another. This person is practicing being nude with themselves. They're they're engaging their self-knowledge and awareness. This is Aquarian energy, so this is about keen study. This is about attention to patterns and details. This is about improvement and innovation as it pertains to oneself, improving one's self-belief, improving one's self-awareness, learning to pour emotional involvement, energetic balance between the mundane or the earthly realm here on one side with the spiritual and emotional, and that giving rise to a more solid sense of self-belief, self-confidence, hope in the future. This is somebody who's coming out of a period of disillusionment here with the Moon card. They're coming out of a sense of disillusionment, depression. This is somebody who may be healing from a dark night of the soul, for example. These are both major arcana cards. So this is somebody who's going through a major life cycle here of healing. They are breaking through illusions as it regards to themselves, their personal power. They're getting back in touch with their intuition, for example, and they're also seeing the people around them as they are. These people who are surrounding them are nude as well, and there's sort of an idea where the shadow emerges to be seen, looked at, healed, and integrated as part of oneself. But with the Two of Cups here, that also jumped out with the Star. You have this ability to be vulnerable in that way. Once you come to this place of healing within yourself, you're able to share those parts of yourselves that you uncover, those parts of yourself that you have healed and integrated and reconnected with. You're able to share those with someone else on an equal level. You're able to be vulnerable. You're able to practice intimacy. You're able to share your healing experience and your healing energy with someone else who's also engaging that same work. This is about reciprocity. It's about being able to meet somebody as an equal. When you go into a relationship, we all have expectations, not only of other people, but of ourselves, who we want to show up as in our connections. And when you come to a place of self-knowledge and awareness, and you practice ways of grounding yourself, until you have mastered them, and you practice ways of communicating and seeing yourself more and more clearly, when you practice mindfulness, and there's something else that's on the tip of my tongue that I wanted to say. But when you're being authentic with yourself, when you are looking at yourself clearly, good and bad, and you're being honest with yourself, and you are on a perpetual journey of self-knowledge, meaning you're always looking to learn more and more about yourself based on the experiences that you go through on a day-to-day basis, you're better able to move with somebody else as they are growing and evolving, and share in that growth and evolution together. This is about a relationship that is perpetual. The twos can be cyclical like the eights, but this is about conjoining another person. This is about meeting someone halfway. This is about reciprocity and equality, meaning I'm showing up as all of myself and I'm sharing that with you, and you are doing the same, and our expectations of each other are in line with what we're offering, which is that's what I was going to get at. What I'm asking of you, I'm also offering to you, so that there's sort of a mutual fulfillment at an emotional level within this bond. So I sense that for you singles, there's a readiness, there's a preparedness to enter into an emotional bond, a close bond, somewhere you're getting to a place where you believe in yourself to be someone who can be relied on emotionally and materially, but moreover, you're learning to trust your own discernment and trust your own guidance as it pertains to how to engage others and with whom you can engage as an equal. And that's really positive, because what you're carrying with you is this breaking through of illusions. It's like you're emerging from this dark place where you may have spent some time exploring your shadow as a result of some difficult emotional experiences that you have. And now you're coming out of these illusions, and you're releasing the burdens. You're sort of taking, you're separating your responsibility in your experiences from what's happened to you versus what you had power or control over, and you're releasing the need to hold on to the pain of the experiences in favor of integrating those lessons here. For your hopes and fears, you have the Nine of Cups and the Knight of Pentacles in the reverse. I'm sensing that you're hoping that you can continue to make yourself happy, that you're ending a cycle in which you were working hard to engage others, to connect with yourself, to see and define what it is that truly brings contentment, happiness, emotional fulfillment into your life. And you're learning how to give those things to yourself. You may find that you still battle with the with issues of self-worth. In other words, because you're single or because you haven't found a partner that's aligned with your energy and your intentions, don't allow that to get in the way of you feeling good about yourself, of you feeling worthy of what it is that you want and expect from a relationship, because you are in fact worthy. You are healing, you are growing, you are ready. But that doesn't mean that just because you've recognized your own readiness and you're doing the work, that it's just going to show up out of the blue. You have to also be able to recognize what you're bringing to the table out in the world. Your readiness also means that the next step is recognition of those like energies in the world with whom you can share, and the willingness to continue giving it to yourself until you find that partner. Don't allow, the weight to undermine your efforts. You know what I mean? To make you give up. Because what I have coming out of that is the Five of Pentacles in the reverse. And this is about, when you're feeling isolated, when you're going through something, when you're in a period where you're feeling lack or you're feeling alone, don't allow that to impact your self-worth, your worth as a person. You are worthy just because you are you. And moreover, you're worthy of your own effort, regardless of whether or not somebody else is putting effort into you. And that's very important to say. In my own shadow work, I have delved into moments where I wanted to engage somebody, whether it be a friendship or a relationship or a work camaraderie. I thought that I should be able to meet someone as an equal who turned out not to be aligned with me, and it impacted the way that I felt about myself. Maybe I was doing something wrong, maybe my energy was off, etc., etc. And sometimes you just have to recognize that as you go through your evolution, not everyone around you will be at the same place in the same cycles and able to meet you halfway. And you have to be able to accept that and be willing to keep that space open for those who do, because if you block your own blessings and manifestations of your intent when you are continually trying to force something, you're trying to force puzzle pieces that don't fit in the places where you're trying to put them. Yes, because your advice is the Three of Wands in the reverse. And it's all about your expectations. It's about continually following through on your creative plans, your plans for yourself, the things that you want to do. Adjusting the ways that adjusting your means and your methods rather than your overall goals, so that you can ensure success. Look out amongst what it is that what and who are you trying to connect with, and why, and what results are you getting, and then evaluate, is it the people that you're trying to connect with that aren't aligned with you? Are your methods not aligned with the people that you're dealing with? Are you maybe not quite sure, for example, of what's being expected of you, what's desired, what the expectations are? How are you communicating in a situation? Is it aligned with your expectations, or is it aligned with your intent? Because those things aren't necessarily the same thing. Sometimes we go into a situation wanting one thing and expecting to get another, and our communication reflects what we're expecting to get rather than what we truly desire. And so adjusting your plans but not allowing your self-worth to be affected by the responses that you get from others, because their understanding of you and your intent is their responsibility. It's not yours. And then with this strength card at the bottom of the deck, clarifying that it's about not falling apart at the seams when other people don't meet your expectations, and when you're struggling with issues of self-worth, still maintaining your consistency, still continuing the work, still taking those necessary steps according to your plan and walking your path. Those things that you know are working for you, remain consistent, because sometimes things don't always manifest according to the time and our expectations of time and space, and so you have to continue doing the work regardless. Do what you know is right to do for you, because that's what's going to align you with the people that you're supposed to meet along your path. So I hope this resonates with you, and now we're going to go ahead and jump into the partnership reading. Hello, for those of you who are here to explore your partnerships and bonds. I'm just going to jump in this spread. So this spread is used to explore the foundations of a partnership, a bond, a romantic relationship. This spread is going to break down the motivations of each person, the obstacles they're facing, any conflict between them, and advice they can take. This is for those of you who already are in some sort of established bond, love relationship, friendship, a familial bond with someone with whom you are close, or a business relationship. You apply it as it pertains to your situation or to those around you. If you do not hear a message that resonates directly with your situation, this message may not be for you, and I would advise you to check out some of my other readings or another reader who may be more closely aligned with your energy. So let's jump into it. We did have a jumping card here, the Seven of Pentacles. And I'm going to jump into the spread in just a second. We're going to do this one a little differently. I'd like to have you guys look at the cards while I explain them. Okay, so it doesn't look like we're going to have a lot of jumpers. And I'm going to use a quick shuffle and cut, and then entire spread. So for those of you who have an issue with not being able to see me shuffle on camera, if you can't hear that loud ass deck, not my problem. Okay. So you have the Six of Cups in the upright, the Five of Cups in the reverse. Let's see if I can handle that glare a little bit better. The Seven of Cups in the reverse. The King of Cups. The Devil of Reverse. This is going to turn out to be a really good reading, I think, you guys. Kind of excited. We have the Eight of Wands in reverse. The Ace of Swords in the reverse. The Page of Swords in the reverse. And the Seven of Wands. At the bottom of the the deck. Judgment in the reverse. Okay, you guys, let's look. Okay, so we're jumping into the partnership reading. And what I first noticed is that each person's motivations are connected to time. This person has put in a lot of time or is intending to put in a lot of time into something that has the potential to grow into the long term, something that gives back. They're putting their time, their energy, their effort into something that grows in tangible ways, something that feeds them in tangible ways, in the same ways that they are putting in energy, effort, and time. This person is practicing patience. This person is looking for somebody who practices patience with them. This is earth energy, if that matters. But what I sense is that somebody's very grounded and practical in their approach, and in their expectations of what this bond or partnership is going to require for them and what they're expecting to get out of it. This person here is more motivated by their emotions. They're motivated by a sense of emotional balance, a sense that this person has the same feelings as them, has the same intent, that they're able to share their feelings. They're maybe wanting to reconnect with someone from the past. So if this is you, then you may have the intent or desire to reconnect with somebody from the past, or this is somebody from the past who's wanting to put their energy and effort into you. What I sense, though, is that this person is invested in healing and growth, regardless of whether or not they get it from this relationship. Their goal is something that's going to grow into the long term, something that can feed them, something that is worthy of their energy and effort and output. I say that because their challenge right now is the Five of Cups. So what they're in the reverse, they're working on healing from heartbreak, healing from things that weren't fulfilling overall, despite their continued investment, so that they can recognize new opportunities for emotional fulfillment, new bonds, and things that are equal in nature, things that can meet them halfway. This is somebody who's looking for a return on their investment. This person is putting in with the intent that what they put in, they're going to get back in equal measure here, with the Two of Cups here being what's left over after this Five of Cups is reversed. So over here, though, this person's challenge, though, is seeing clearly through their options, seeing what actually is available. Because this person is approaching this situation from an emotional perspective, with a desire to bond emotionally, they may find it difficult to discern what is going to be most fulfilling for them. What is the truth of what's being presented? Their options, for example, they're wanting to see possibly if this other person here is actually available to them in an emotional way that they're looking for, because I sense that this person's emotions are already involved, or they're already in some way emotionally attached to the outcome in this situation, whereas this person is focused on their healing emotionally, and so they may not be engaging emotionally because what they're looking for is some place to put their energy where it is rewarded. This person is hoping to end codependency. They're hoping to end negative attachments, enmeshment, entanglement, lusty energies. This person is looking for healthy relationship bonds that are free of obsession, free of control, free of any feeling of bondage, sabotage. They're looking for someone with whom they can bond in the interest of emotional healing. Here is what I'm seeing. And this person here is hoping for a combination of emotional depth and grounded energy here with this King of Cups. Their expectation is somebody who can balance the mundane responsibilities, the practical responsibilities with their intuition, their compassion, their ability to engage emotionally with those around them, and have deep and intense bonds. So this person is sort of I sense that they're looking for similar things with different approaches based on their experiences. This person seems to have experienced a painful bonding situation, and so they're focused on the more practical expressions of love and partnership, whereas this person is more focused on the emotional issues. They're looking for emotional clarity, someone with whom their heart is going to be safe. And the point of conflict here is I sense an inability to communicate is hindering forward movement. These people seem to have similar intent here, but because of their different needs, the communication may be stagnating the situation or the forward movement, or communication may be completely blocked. This is like, you know, each person is kind of focused on their needs, and I'm sensing that they're missing the mark when it comes to what they expect and what they communicate to each other, because these are very different energies here. And these are the motivations for each of these people. This person is looking for something practical and grounded that reflects what they're putting into it. And this person is looking more for an emotional camaraderie, an emotional bond and intensity, sort of a soulmate kind of experience, regardless of the mundane or the practical aspects of the situation. Their focus here is on feelings and emotions. And so they seem to maybe miss the mark when it comes to communicating whether or not they're willing and able to meet one another's needs. And that communication needs to be considered, because I sense with these two energies that they can very well work together. I sense very much that they're looking for similar things, because what you have here is this person on the right is hoping for emotional bonds, but they're also hoping for this practical, grounded energy of a king. They're not just looking for emotional satisfaction. They're looking for emotional satisfaction with someone, alongside someone with whom they can share responsibility, with someone with whom they can build on a mundane and material level. And this person is sort of looking to transcend the physical, so that they can engage in the emotional healing and bonding. But this person needs not forget about mundane responsibilities, that the people that you love are not just depending on you to be there to you know what I mean, to soothe their emotions and their feelings, but to handle your responsibilities to yourself and to them. And that's part of the healing process, to find that balance. So, and that what you have for advice for the person on the left here is the Ace of Swords. And please apply these energies as they resonate with you. Whether or not the person on the left or right is you, you should know as the reading progresses. With the Ace of Swords, this person is called to pull back on their communication and seek clarity within themselves. This isn't the time to engage arguments unless you're absolutely sure about what's taking place in a situation, what your expectations are, what you come to offer, and that you are practicing communicating in a way that is decisive, that is clear, that is detailed and explicit, not only about what you're expecting and what you're desiring, but what you're bringing to the table, because you can't go into a relationship expecting only to receive according to your expectations. There's a whole nother person, a whole nother being here who has expectations, needs, and desires as well, that must be considered, and be honest with yourself about whether or not you can meet them. And if this is somebody that you're dealing with, they're also called, they may need to or already be pulling back communication so that they can reconsider what they need, how they're communicating, and what they have to offer this person at a mundane, practical level. Because yes, I sense, especially with this Ace of Swords, Page of Swords, and this Eight of Wands combination here, that communication is the issue. It's not the intentions, the desires, the needs, and the hopes, but just because of you guys' differing nature and experiences, your communication is causing this stagnation here and forward movement on each other's plans. Because this person here is called to seek more information. The Page of Swords a lot of times is known as a spy. This is somebody who's gathering information in secret, but they're also called to be very straightforward. The Page of Swords is somebody who can speak out of turn, or they can speak in a way that is so detached when they're in their approach to the truth that it doesn't take into consideration feelings and perceptions of how that message or question might be perceived. But this person does need to ask questions and seek the truth by any means necessary, so that they can ensure that they're getting what they need, that they're meeting their intentions, that the person with whom they wish to engage is an equal in every way, not just practically but emotionally, and that they have what it takes to fulfill this person practically and emotionally as well. A decision needs to be made here about whether or not you guys are going to move forward. Whether or not you've learned your lessons in the past. This person is trying to heal the past. They need to look at the lessons that they've learned thus far and make sure that they're not just applying that to other people, but they're applying that energy to themselves. You are putting in a lot of energy, effort, and time. What are you putting it into? Is that what you want back? Are you embodying the energy that you want back for this person? And that's the lesson that needs to be embodied. Anytime judgment shows up, it's about learning the lessons from the past and applying them in real time, being mindful in your everyday life of what's going on, of your own self-awareness and self-knowledge when your shadow is triggered, and how you're engaging that from a place of self-awareness. When you're mindful, you can engage with new lessons in mind. You can practice those new skills, those new healing practices and spiritual practices that you've taken on, that you study, the advice that you've taken from those around you who you trust and confide in. And apply them to improve your life and to move out of one cycle of evolution and into a higher level of evolution, closer and closer along the path towards your higher self. And then for this person, it's all about, you know, you need to take a look at step out of the emotions, engage your ability to detach and look at the situation as objectively as possible, not only from what you need emotionally, but from your practical experiences. What do you need at a material level? What do you have to offer at a material level? Who are you considering as a potential partner, or who is this that you're engaging with? And are you able to each meet each other's needs and communicate in a way that reflects your honest intent, and that provides fulfillment for all parties involved? I sense that the outcome may be some defensiveness based on this differing communication, but I would advise you both to remain open-minded and aware of your differences, because when you, rather than focusing on your differences, when you try to communicate your intent with the awareness that the other person may be receiving it in a way that you might not, then you can adjust. And that will remove this defensiveness and allow you guys to make a decision moving forward that's best for both you and the person that you're dealing with. So I hope that this resonates for you. Definitely drop comments, like, share, subscribe if it resonates with you. If you have any questions, you can hit me at info@abitch.com. That's ABYTCH.com. Or on Instagram via AstroB. Those links will be in the description box below for those of you who are interested. So I hope this resonated with you guys. I'll definitely be dropping some more readings coming soon. I am preparing new content, astrology content specifically for the new year. So definitely look out for that as well. And I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.